Welcome. My name is Shanley, and on this episode of Gentleman Gaming,
we'll examine Street Fighter V, the follow-up to a game that rekindled a genre. I sit down with the founder of Anisoptera Games and creator of Reassembly, Arthur Danskin. And fellow gentlemen duke it out in a climb to the top. Who will survive? Catherine.
This is my suit, this is my scotch, and this is Gentleman Gaming. The featured spirit this episode is the Balvenie Doublewood 12-year Scotch whiskey. What sets this Scotch apart is the time it spent aging in a sherry cask. This gives it a pleasant sweetness in the aroma and the taste, balanced out by warm spice and fruitiness. It is a smooth, lighter Scotch for a gentleman of leisure. I recommend it as a companion for side quests and sandboxing.
Street Fighter. For the better part of almost 30 years, this franchise defined the fighting game genre. On February 16, 2016, Capcom released their latest entry to the series. This is Street Fighter V, and it is spectacular.
Other fighting games have made their marks on the genre. Mortal Kombat, Tekken, King of Fighters, Dead or Alive, even Super Smash Bros. But there's a reason Street Fighter is the gold standard for fighting games. And this newest installment ups the ante.
Street Fighter V boasts a roster of 16 characters, featuring mainstays like Bandana Guy and Chun-Li's legs, lesser-known returning characters like Creepy Biker and Trust Fund 1%er, and new additions like Angry Hippie and Bond Villain Reject. Frylock has been made available as DLC, and 5 more characters are slated to join him in the coming months.
The best part about the cast is that they're all different. And they're all fun to play.
Whether you prefer to rush your opponents down with characters like Ken and Laura, or to harass from a distance with Fong and Dalsin, Street Fighter V offers a distinct playstyle for each member of the cast. Every property of every move makes sense for that character. The stoic Ryu was given a parry, the bombastic Rainbow Mika was given a microphone, and Zangief flexes. And now, for a list of the characters in order of gentlemanliness.
Another impressive aspect of this game is that in addition to character variety, character balance seems very good. Every character is dangerous in the right hands. Not these hands though. I'm not very good at the game. Here are some people who are good at the game.
Major tournament results support the theory that the roster is balanced. Among the top 8 finishers of Final Round 19, there were 8 different characters used. And among the top 8 finishers of NorCal Regionals, 7 different characters were used. Obviously, it's still early, but these results indicate a level of fairness in the cast that is lacking in certain other fighting games.
I'd also like to take some time to point out the heads-up display for this game.
Besides the usual health bars, timer, and resource meters, the game features a stun meter, which is usually a hidden value in most Street Fighters. There are also some nice aesthetic touches like red damage to show how devastating a combo is, and a pop-up that lets you know if you've been hit by a cross-up.
As for polish, the sound is fine, the music is adequate. The graphics could be better, but it seems like they made sacrifices in order to cut down on potential lag during multiplayer. And now, on to the bad.
Much has been made of the initial release, which was, quite frankly, botched, flubbed, and most of all, bungled. On the first day, it was nearly impossible for most users to get online. The story mode is laughably easy, if not outright laughable. The survival mode can be laughably difficult. The AI has faster reactions than any human, but it also has huge exploitable gaps in its programming.
Basically, the single-player experience of this game is cursory at best. But it's not the lack of single-player content that bothers me. It's the learning curve. In my opinion, it's up to Capcom to introduce players to not only its mechanics, but some of the basic strategies and tactics involved in fighting games. It's like Scotch. If you're not properly prepared, you'll get burned.
Street Fighter V has a bare-bones tutorial that does not accomplish this, as we will now demonstrate.
Would you like a Scotch? You went through the entire tutorial, correct?
Yeah.
All 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, something like that.
How prepared do you feel?
I feel alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Let's play. Don't drink all that, it's really expensive. So what do you know about Ryu?
All I know about him is that he's the character who was in the tutorial, therefore he's the only character I know about.
Do you know how to Hadouken yet?
I don't think that was in the tutorial. So I guess we'll find out.
I think you'll be fine.
I got you! I got it! And go!
Seems like I need to just not get grabbed would be a good start.
The tutorial not cover how to escape grabs?
Don't really know.
Yeah, you can jump. Jumping escapes grabs. Jumping.
Jumping.
Just
All
that's
right.
up.
Just up.
And then, yeah, it's just up.
Really all the tutorial taught was what each button does, not really when to use it or how to use it.
Interesting. Interesting. Capcom. Please. Give me your time.
Sure.
Stop. That's not yours. Leave. Just go. Just go.
There is no shortage of online resources that teach fighting game principles. Unfortunately, none of these lessons are in-game. The training mode is actually very good, but a beginner wouldn't know how to utilize it properly. Other games like Dota 2 and Killer Instinct provide more thorough tutorials that cover basics and some intermediate tactics to encourage better entry-level competition. Capcom has little excuse for dropping the ball here.
It's important to give players a challenge. But failing to provide information doesn't give them a challenge, it gives them a handicap. Nothing is more frustrating than losing without knowing why. Despite these beginner-unfriendly practices, Capcom's Street Fighter V has a very bright future.
Capcom looks to continue its expansion into the esports arena with the Capcom Pro Tour. The Pro Tour may not be on the same level as its MOBA counterparts, but the fighting game community has seen steady, solid growth in participation and viewership every year during the tenure of Street Fighter IV. And now, Street Fighter V has already shattered registration records, and viewers have flocked to the new title. If Capcom can avoid mistakes, this game can be the linchpin for something much bigger. When you watch these players and you hear the crowd, it hooks you into the game more than any half-baked story mode or DLC costume. This game lacks none of the passion, none of the dedication, none of the pure adrenaline created by its predecessors. Street Fighter V is fun to play and fun to watch. All it needs is for new players to be able to learn what Street Fighter really is. And if you put in the effort, you'll be rewarded with the irreplaceable feeling of earning victory.
Are you a newer player looking to invest in an arcade stick? Or are you a gentleman who is sick of suit wrinkles from all of the spinning pile drivers that you're executing? Why not consider a hitbox?
Pros include crispy execution, no wasted effort, and the sensation of stenographically destroying your opponents.
Cons may include people accusing you of cheating, but these are the same people that drink their spirits out of plastic cups. Don't drink your spirits out of plastic cups. Use a hitbox. For our very first interview, I am pleased to welcome Arthur Danskin, founder of Anisoptera Games and creator of Reassembly. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Shanley.
What was your very first game?
I think it may have been Doom. I remember playing it while I was about 6 years old, sitting on my dad's lap.
Is that game age appropriate for someone who's 6?
No, but it was fine. We played in God mode, and that made it a lot scary.
Wow. When you were 6, were you able to beat it on God mode?
I don't know.
6?
I don't know if we like completely beat it. I didn't have that kind of like OCD need to complete games at that time. It was just like, yeah, blowing things up. This is awesome.
Okay. So you didn't build your completionist streak until later on.
Well,
yeah.
I think
or
that's
never.
whole sort of like what's the word for it when you have like tons of Steam games and you can't finish any of them. It's okay.
First world problems. You told me your dad was a computer scientist, right? And your mother was an artist.
Yeah.
And their marriage created a video game developer.
Yes, I'm extremely predictable.
When did you decide that you wanted to, not necessarily follow in your father's footsteps, but like that you wanted to go into coding?
I grew up around it, right? Like he was a professor, and I would like come into the research labs and hang out with the grad students and stuff when I was like 8. So it was always something I was familiar with. And like when I was in high school, I got really into like case modding and like buying computers and like overclocking and water cooling and that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But I didn't really start programming seriously until I was in college.
And what did you do coming out of college?
So I graduated in computer science, and then I worked for a company called NVIDIA for a number of years. NVIDIA makes
Very
computer
famous
hardware.
graphics. Is that how you pronounce it though? I thought it was NVIDIA.
And no, it's definitely NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. And I am pronouncing the N.
It's N.
Okay, and when did you decide to leave NVIDIA and strike out on your own, create Reassembly?
So I've been working for NVIDIA for about 3.5 years. And at that point, I just really wanted to make this game. And I felt like I had sort of gotten to the point where I was a good enough programmer to actually make it work.
Can you describe Reassembly for those of us who don't know?
Yeah, so Reassembly is it's like a top-down spaceship game. And it has a very like strong creative component. So you can build spaceships out of these little blocks, and like potentially hundreds or thousands of little blocks. And it has like a very full-featured editor, so you can kind of copy and paste blocks and chunks of blocks and stuff like that. And then so you're building a spaceship up, kind of like in like Legos. And then you can fly your spaceship around, and you can even like put factories on your spaceships, and then like pump out little baby spaceships that will also follow you around. And then you have all these spaceships, and then you're blowing up other spaceships, and all the combat is very like block by block. So you're like trying to blow a hole in the other spaceship and destroy their like critical weapons, and trying to like if you lose your thrusters, you can't fly around anymore. You can't dodge effectively. So when you're building the spaceship, you're trying to balance, offense and defense and maneuverability and so on. And then you have a lot of you design all these ships, and then they kind of like exist in this big sort of dynamic open world. kind of asteroid field, and there's like little plants growing on the asteroids, and you can like harvest the resources from the plants and use them to build more ships. And the enemies kind of do the same thing, and so you're kind of like conquering your way through this asteroid field, destroying spaceships and spawning more spaceships, and kind of gradually redesigning your fleet to be better at that.
Who else worked on this game with you?
I did all the programming, but like I hired a musician. Peter Brown did all the music and sound effects. I had several other people that like designed spaceships, because the game ships with like hundreds of spaceships. So Phoebe Danskin, my sister, and Spencer Kennedy contributed large numbers of spaceship designs. And then I had a sort of publishing company called Indie Voyage, which is Colin Sullivan and Robert Leach, and they helped me run the Kickstarter and deal with publishing and
Gotcha, all the back end part of
sort of
it, shipping the game.
business stuff, and like talking to YouTubers and that sort of thing.
Gotcha. So where can we find Reassembly?
It's on Steam.
For all of the PC,
Mac, Linux, yes.
Linux,
Yeah. All of the things.
Arduino.
Not Arduino, no consoles.
What games have you played recently that you really like?
I think one game was Just Cause 3.
Do you like it for the traversal? Like, is it just like cool to like just do the ridiculous things in that game?
Well, I mean, the thing I really like about that game is that it's like a terrible game. Like, in its sort of traditional sense of like having levels and like having progression and like telling the player what they're supposed to do. Like, I think it's amazing because it's like this ridiculous, like multi-million-dollar like sandbox, you know?
Right.
Like you can just like, you just get into the game immediately and you can just like hijack an airplane and then just like fly across the map.
So what's next for you after Reassembly?
I think, so like, I think I started working on this VR project recently with some of my old coworkers from NVIDIA that I'm pretty excited about. And it's kind of like, I mean, a lot of people are trying to figure out what to do with VR, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lot of traditional game genres don't fit VR very well.
Right.
And I like the kind of games I'm typically most interested and excited about are games with a lot of like really open-ended, like user-generated content possibilities. Right. Games where like you can really, like almost games that are almost like a tool, where you can really build like really do something creative. And
so games like Reassembly.
Games like Reassembly and Dwarf Fortress and Just Cause 2 in a lot of ways, you know.
Thank you very much for sitting with me and answering my questions. Where can people find you?
So you can go to my website, nsoftwaregames.com, which is hard to spell.
Yeah.
Or you can just Google my game. Just type in Reassembly into Google, and then you'll definitely find me.
Cheers. And now for a gentleman's duel. Throughout history, gentlemen have resolved matters of honor in every arena imaginable. Debate, fencing, chess, fisticuffs, and now this.
Catherine. It was released in 2011. The game tackles issues of relationships, commitment, guilt, and the gray areas between. It offers players choices with consequences, and wraps all this in puzzle platforming hell.
This gentleman and I will be facing off in Catherine's Coliseum mode. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Alec Maluski. I'm ready to battle.
Very good. Allow me to explain the rules of this gentleman's duel.
The objective of each round is to survive longer than the opponent. As players vie for positioning, the lower levels of the stage will continue to fall until the pit claims one or both players. The first player to win 2 rounds wins the game. The first player to win 3 games wins the gentleman's duel.
One more thing. The losing gentleman gets slapped by the winning gentleman. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's duel. I agree with Abraham Lincoln,
It's deep.
except in reverse.
I destroy my friends when I make them my enemies.
Yes.
I'm on board with that.
We used to be friends, right?
Yeah, we used to be. Just gonna move this over here. Got that there. Oh, yeah, I fell down the whole thing right there. I don't know if anybody saw that.
No, because I'm paying attention on on the upper part where I am, where the
Right.
winner usually goes.
I'm coming.
Okay,
You know, you might have punched me off the thing. All right, I'm stuck.
get out of here.
It's best of 5. I mean,
Look,
it's best
you
of
win a
5.
rose when you win the round. That's so
I
sick.
get that. It's kind of like the Bachelorette kind of thing.
What is The Bachelorette?
It's an entertainment reality
I don't watch things like
show.
that because I have
Okay.
better things to do with my time, like
Well,
cigar shopping, visiting the tailor,
yes.
getting a shave.
Getting a nice shave. Just looking at yourself with your mustache in the mirror.
I can't really grow a mustache.
Right. Well, you could put one on.
You don't need to have facial hair to be a gentleman. That's what my mom told me.
Well, I think she's right.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly, my mom was right,
She was right about.
and she could beat up your mom.
Right. And I won't. You're right about
Yeah.
that too. Right.
Does that apply to us?
I don't think so. Let's see what other stages we got.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because I'm
let's-
just better than you. Prison of Despair.
I don't like
There's
that
the torture
one.
chamber.
That one
There's the
scares me.
Inquisition.
I like that.
There's the quadrangle.
Skip that one.
There's the clock tower. There's
I
a
want-
spiral.
The black holes. There's black holes in this one.
You like the black holes?
Yeah.
Very well.
We'll see if this comes out just like Interstellar. It'll be like McConaughey and it'll push you into a black hole. And you'll end up fine?
He was making good movies and then he just suddenly stopped making good movies.
Yeah, I feel like he took his shirt off a lot. That was kind of like his thing for a while. Don't. Nobody puts baby in a black hole. Okay.
He disappeared.
Well, yeah, I kind
then
of
I
got
won.
spaghettified in the Event Horizon there. If you could piece me back together, I can tell you what it's like in a black hole. Okay, we're going up. We're moving up. Moving on up to the east side. Oh, finally got a piece of the pie. Should I?
I don't.
Is this where
That was a mistake.
That was a
That
big
was a mistake.
That was, I mean, for you, for me, advantage. Up we go. Up we go.
Have you read The Art of War? Never
Sun
mind.
Tzu,
Clearly you haven't,
I
because you're
haven't.
playing like you don't read.
I see what you're saying, and now I'm actually stuck.
Use words. Yeah, use words.
Yeah, I'm in a precarious situation. I hope that you use that word correctly.
That was 4 syllables. Good job.
I fell down a hole.
All right. So Underground Cemetery, Prison of
Oh,
Despair.
Prison of Despair. Makes me sweaty and concerned. Just the title of it.
Who is John Linnell?
People are kind of screwed up sometimes.
Maybe it's smarter if you read it with a British accent.
Yeah. People are. I can't. Do
Did I already say that orange is a coward's color?
You didn't already say that, but now that you've said it, I'm upset, but I won't cry. So I'm throwing a cube.
Oh no.
Gonna run up here. Push this. Up. You.
Oh goodness.
Oh wow. You just.
Oh no.
I don't know if you saw that, but I did.
I'm a charitable person.
Yeah, I guess you're saying you let me have that one? Sure, you're a philanthropist.
There's another 4-syllable word. Good job.
I'm okay, everybody. Okay, I know he has the advantage. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be fine. I'm fine. I'm fine right now.
I can't see you.
Well, it's because I just fell
Now I
down.
see you. I
Yeah,
see you
that's
falling.
me falling. You know, I think for now I'm okay.
I'm not gonna talk. Because clearly it's not working.
You should talk. Just keep talking. I'm just gonna climb up this. That's the steam of success you just saw on the screen. I can wait.
Where's your jacket? Are you just coming home from your work at the valet service?
Valet service, yeah.
Serving hors d'oeuvres to fundraisers?
Hey, at least I'm serving or I can't say that word. Big stage?
It's the only time you're serving anyone today. Because clearly you're not serving me.
I think I just did.
Because clearly you're not going to serve me.
Think I'm going to? All men think all men mortal but themselves.
Do you think you're immortal? Do you believe Fallout Boy?
I do believe Fallout Boy. I think Patrick has the right idea. Pull the block, scoot it up, get out of my way. No. Don't push. Don't push. It's rude.
I'm just trying to like scrape the ice off, and I might have gotten a bug along the way.
Sure. No, I mean, I get what you're doing here. You're calling me a bug.
I'm comparing you to a bug.
You compare me to a bug.
Yeah.
Can't say I really appreciate.
I don't know if that was clear or not.
Clear like this ice we're playing on. That was an in-game reference. I don't know if anybody's gonna catch that one, but I want to admit my faults here. I think that was a good thing I said there.
Yeah, you don't need to admit any of your faults because everyone can see them right here. I believe the score is 3-1. Good try.
This music is fitting for what just happened.
May you rest in peace, O Lamb.
And there you have it. Unlike Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar, gravity was not your friend.
I won one game.
And blind squirrels find nuts every once in a while. I believe that's an Abraham Lincoln quote.
That one too, yeah.
Thank you for watching Gentleman Gaming. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and join us next episode.